Grace and peace, everyone. Grace and peace. It is your girl, your co-host, Cynthia J, on the Cynthia J Show, holding us women accountable, not excluding the men. I am your birthing doula, your inspirational healer, your birthing doula, your inspirational healer, your psalmist. Again, this is your girl, Cynthia J, on the Cynthia J Show, holding us women accountable, not excluding the men. On this marvelous Thursday, yes. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share. Don't be shy. Tune on in, tune on in. Excuse me, guys, while I'm still kind of getting things together here. I want to make sure everybody is in and live on the real. It is a wonderful Thursday. I miss you guys as usual. I thank you guys for always tuning in, chiming on in with your sister when you can. I know I had not been able to do Thursdays as much and been skipping on Fridays because your girl has been busy. When I tell you I be busy doing a lot of things. Too much, just like everybody else. We have a life. And so, with that being said, thank you for all chiming on in. Hey, Nisi Poo, I see you. I send in hearts and loves to you too. Hey, yes, indeed. Thank y'all for chiming on in. Again, hit that like button, subscribe, and share. Make sure you're letting everybody chime on in. I'm going to get up here and get myself ready to send some things to everyone who's out there today so they know that we are live and ready to take effect. Yes, live and ready to take effect. So, how was everyone's week? How was your weekend? Did you have a good time? My prayers to you and to everyone who is just getting off of work, getting on the highway, making sure y'all are preparing yourselves for preparation to make it home safely. Because I'm telling you guys, it's not always, you know, good to be messing with your cell phones while you're driving. I just want to make sure everybody's good and safe and ready to go. But with that being said, while I'm up here just making sure I can get everything ready and set, I also want to make sure I'm letting everybody know we on here live and ready. So y'all be patient with y'all sister. But we're going to be having a couple of topics that we're going to talk about today. I'm not going to hold you guys long because I know everybody got things to do again. And for those, I'm a shout out to this right now. For those who have birthdays in the month of August, happy birthday to the month of August. Birthdays out there, the solars, the born days, the ones who's been graced around the sun again this year in the land of the living. I'm gonna give a shout out for happy birthday to all the August loves. It's my father's birthday today as well, and many other people's birthday, my nephew, my aunties, everyone's birthday. So shout out to all the birthdays that are out there today. Definitely shout out to the birthdays out there in this month of August. Also, I want to send love to those who may have lost loved ones. I recently lost another loved one of my great aunts, the last matriarch of my grandfather's side of the family, of his siblings. And I salute her and the great divine as she continues to watch over us. Some people don't have to believe that people, energies, and spirits can still linger, but they do. If that's up to you, if you don't, I get it, I understand. But shout out to and my great aunt in the spirit realm. Pray that she continue to watch over us and keep us covered, as she truly indeed was a woman after God's heart. She truly loved God. She was amazing, my great aunt Margie. So again, shout out to her, you know, for doing what she did best in this month and in this season. Again, so anyway, let's go ahead and get ourselves ready and set for what's new, what's popping out there. As y'all see on today's topic, for those who are just chiming on in, me make sure I get that out there for y'all so y'all can see what today's topic pertaining to. On season 3, episode 25, dealing with the flesh-eating bacteria in the Gulf Coast, and BET Soul Train Awards is definitely being suspended. Yes. If y'all heard of these two topics that's been going and trending around lately, you notice that it's nothing to be played with, especially with the flesh eating bacteria that's going on in the coastals, which is very surprising. So, as I was reading and looking into this, I was thinking to myself and reading the comments of those who commented on this flesh eating bacteria that's in the coastals. I'm going to read the article in a few minutes, but I just needed to have us to really think back for those who chiming on here out here in the USA and the DMV area, for those who chiming on in internationally. Welcome to your girl and thank you for supporting. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and share. If you lose connection to me on my TikTok or any other social media, definitely go on my YouTube at Cynthia J22 at Cynthia J22 on YouTube if you have any trouble with the reception or anything like that. But anyway, back to the topic dealing with the flesh eating bacteria in the Gulf Coast. How many of you guys have ever heard of anything like that, especially up and down the East Coast? Or even if you're in the West Coast? But really, it's been happening in the East Coast. And that's kind of surprising to me because everyone knows if you go and swimming in the ocean, the salt is supposed, the sea salt is supposed to cleanse. That's known to be a purification cleanse, a cleanse to get rid of bacterial infections and all kinds of things. That's just like going to the hospital and having saline flushes to clean wounds in certain areas, besides just consuming the saline to hydrate alone and to detoxify the blood. But this here really intrigued me. So I'm going to read this article so you guys are aware of what's going on, and definitely give me your comments on this, what your thoughts are, because it is very strange. So again, this is coming from the article dealing with on the Fisher, and they stated that the flesh-eating bacteria alert on the Gulf Coast. Flesh-eating bacteria case are spiking along the Gulf Coast, with 1 in 5 people who catch it dying. It's been known to be in Florida and Louisiana have seen a surge in this new bacteria called Vibrio blunificus infection. Yeah, I know they be coming up with all these kind of words, and you would think that we will learn how to pronunciate stuff like this, but if you're not in a science major in biology or any type of science, who's to think of these long made up terms? Come on now. But anyway, it is said to have been affecting people in that area the most. Another thing that surprises me with this situation here is that they are stating that a type of flesh eating bacteria like this has killed 4 people this year so far. So if y'all going to Florida, again, to Florida, like to the beaches and the coasts in Miami, wherever you're going, if you live in Florida or you in Louisiana or anywhere up and down the coastals, be careful. Again, I've read the comments on this. Some people feel like those who are not from the US, who illegally have came over here in the US, have contaminated the water. I definitely can tell you this, and what I'm about to share with y'all, where I'm living at right now, I noticed in the near the Potomac area, it's all up and down. We have rivers too. I noticed that when we were having our picnics at a certain veterans park, that I saw those who were, you can tell, not legally here, because we know, those who are residents know that, okay, some of the kids like to go swim out in the Potomac. It's not the best, but it's a Potomac River, and a lot of the river has brownness in it due to the coastal, when it's have high currents, and due to a little bit of oil contamination, but not, it's very rare, but it's definitely pretty clear when you see it hit the shore. And so while we were there a few summers ago, we noticed people had tents and that they were going out there bathing. And then when they saw the people who paid to come into the park, they would hurry up and rush and hide. So that goes to tell you that those individuals are not from the US. They were here, brought here illegally. And again, I know you try to give everybody the opportunity to have a chance in life where they're going. But if you notice, for those who have heard and know who knows when they travel to other countries, they tell y'all not to drink the water. They tell you not to put your head down in the water. They tell you not to get in their water if you got a cut. Why is that? Because of the way how the system of people, how they take care of their own environment from where they're coming, then they're bringing it here. And it made a heck of a lot of sense because these kind of things I haven't heard in years since I was a little girl. Most of the time, it would just rush in and rush back out. And that's only because of high tides, hurricanes, certain tsunamis, earthquakes that have rumbled under the sea surface and has caused it to come in that direction. But to actually hear of this happening more and more, and the population in Florida is very high of those of other cultures, especially Hispanic cultures, especially we already know the Jewish culture is there too as well. So with that being said, right here, I'm going to read this part of the article. It states the health department confirmed the death is noticed posted on Florida Health website. A total of 11 people have contracted the bacteria this year, according to the sources. This infection is part of a wider group which are found in coastal waters. The U.S. Center for Disease Control states, and also mentions that typically they live in warm areas. See, they said the brackage of seawaters and can open up wounds when people are swimming. So that goes to show you if you get a cut or anything like that in the water or wherever you may be, please be careful. Be careful because again, you do not know what's out there. And if you decide to continue to do what you're doing, make sure you're taking care of your body. Make sure you consuming, things that kill bacteria, especially herbs. Some people don't believe in that. They be quick to go to the doctor or whatever. But I'm telling you, there are some herbs that are out there that will heal. For those who don't know, your girl is a herbalist, certified Reiki, and much more. And not just that. I'm not just saying that for you guys, but I'm saying that to myself as I go out here and travel. So if you go into the water, please make sure when you get to your rooms, if you're out there on vacation, please, 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 with all due respect, make sure you properly wash yourself off, properly rinse your body off so that you are cleansing the things that may try to get into your womb. Once you do that, drink a antimicrobacterial teas. They are out there. One of them is like clove, oregano. I mean, it can go on. You can do this. So trust and believe. Take care of your body. The body is a temple. Put some honey on your wound. People be scared to do that stuff now. They do. They're scared to do the craziest things that they normally would not do. Because they're like, oh, I'm going to the doctor. That's not going to do nothing. Yes, it will. You'd be very amazed what it is capable of doing. So with that being said, please make sure you take care of your body, take care of yourself, be safe out there. Do not go in the water. And really, this is actually true, even in the rivers, because in the rivers, it's not like the ocean. You got a cut, make sure your cut is sealed because, again, bacteria does live in the water. Algae, all these things, they live in the water. They live in the water. I don't know no other way to tell you, but they live in the water. So be safe out there. Make sure you properly cleansing. Take you a deep cleansing bath. A deep cleansing bath. Make sure you put your Epsom salt, your sea salt, put a little bit of baking soda in there if you need to, and some herbs. Again, you can have your herb bath, give you a good purification. Use a good plant-based soap. Nothing deodorant that would irritate the wound or to cause it to spread even more. Just be mindful of this so that you know and are aware of what is necessary for your body that will heal you so that you can prepare yourself as you go out here and when you're traveling on vacation. Because again, like they said, it's hitting in the coastal areas and we don't need it to migrate up this way. One of the side effects that they said that it causes illnesses is often marked by vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal pain, as well as potentially severe skin infection, and the above source caution. Signs and symptoms of the skin infections include fever, redness, pain, swelling, warmth, discoloration, discharge, per the CDC website. So if you want to look up any more of this information, definitely go onto the CDC website. Again, make sure you're using good scrubbing cloths or scrub sponges that scrub the skin, or brushes that exfoliate the skin as you clean your skin off and cleanse the wound. I don't want to say take the brush and scrub the wound like that. However, I definitely would say if you have a sponge scrubs cloth, definitely use it. But as they said, while healthy people generally experience only mild symptoms, those with immune compromise or have chronic liver disease can face serious risks. It enters the bloodstream and can cause severe illnesses, marking the fever, the chills, the septic shock, the blistering skin lesions. And this is according to Florida health area. So again, they are really advising that people pay attention to this. No cases of person-to-person transmission has been reported. However, again, it eats the flesh. So they say it is diagnosed by testing culture obtained from your bowel stool, wounds, or the fluid of the blood, according to the health CDC. So that's the only way they can really test it. They said those with severe or prolonged infection should receive antibiotics to improve the survival rate. For those who had an infected wound, surgery may be necessary to remove the dead tissue. Let's not try to get that far, brothers and sisters out there. If you're out there and you decide to go swimming, I mean, shoot, even the pool ain't even safe. Little do you know, because when you jump in the pool, imagine how the ocean is in the front part or the river, because everybody don't go all the way out. So just imagine how it is in a pool. The pool carry the same thing. I don't care how much chlorine water chlorine's supposed to kill. If you knew what is protruding out of people's bodies through the skin, because remember the skin is an organ, and what it protrudes out of people in all opening areas of the body, you'd be very amazed what's in that water. One of these days, I'm gonna try to make sure I share a video of a professional inspector and a pool cleaner who has shown how much he has cleaned the pools and notice how much filth is in it just from using a dye, a chemical dye. Yes, it's that serious, guys. A chemical dye. So with that being said, make sure you guys definitely pay attention to that. And you can find this on the articles pertaining to Fox News article dealing with 4 people unalived in Florida from the flesh-eating bacteria found in the coastal waters and so forth. So please make sure that you are paying attention to that. Other than that, hold on, guys. They're acting up on my TikTok already. Your live is not eligible for recommendation restriction. Da, 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 da. They always doing stupid stuff. Always something. Always something. Anyway, with other than that, make sure that y'all pay attention to that, and you'll deal with it. TikTok, all things that I am mentioning are done with the rights. So anyway, go on somewhere with that. I definitely will be trying to push out more videos without doing lives on TikTok because they're trying to restrict things here, and they're trying to restrict things that is for the public, because all copyright disclaimers under the section of 107 of the Copyright Act 1976 allowance is made for fair use. Fair use, let me make sure I put that disclosure out here. Fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, education, research, nonprofit, and educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. All information is given is for fair use. This goes on all social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, we stream live, Facebook, and so forth and so forth. Again, I will repeat, copyright disclaimers under the section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachings, scholarships, education, research, nonprofit educational, and personal use tips the balance in favor of Fair Use Act. Definitely had to make sure I put that in there, making sure TikTok hears that and every other social media. So anyway, with that being said, let me go on to our next thing that will be dealing with our next topic. And this one is dealing with the BET Awards. Now, for those who have seen the circulation of videos on TikTok, social media, and so forth, if you guys have really paid attention, you notice that there has been a circulation going on about the BET Hip Hop and Soul Train Awards. And for those who have saw how Essence went about this year, for those who don't know, that BET is not owned by the same people anymore. They have sold it back around the beginning of 2000s. It has been compromised. It has been compromised. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share. It has been compromised. Yes, it has been compromised. I will be reading from this article dealing with the celebrities from KTLA. BET Hip Hop Soul Train Award is definitely suspended. They said BET has indefinitely suspended its Hip Hop and Soul Train Award. Why? Soul Train Award and hip hop is the culture of the Black people right here in America. It is the culture that we have created for us. Why is that? Let's find out. An interview given by the Billboards by the president of BET, Scott Mills. You look that name up. President Scott Mills revealed that 2 shows are being temporarily put on pause. Normally, when they temporarily put on pause, that means something's behind the scenes going wrong. He said he would like to say that it's less about them being no longer and more about team having to reimagine them for the changing media landscape that we find ourselves in. It also states that 2 events have served as a culture touchstone celebrating Black music culture. The Hip Hop Music Award launched in 2006 and was hosted by Cat Williams at Atlanta Fox Theater, which was always amazing. For those who know who the comedian Cat Williams is, definitely pay attention to him. Very good comedian. He has helped and has supported brothers and sisters that some of us most do not know and that's unaware of. But definitely that show goes to show you how far it has gone. It also mentions to say how throughout the years it has been very dynamic, the backstage ciphers. For those who have watched the ciphers with Erykah Badu, many of the artists, including even Kirk Franklin. Now, come on. They also say about the style and the skills of freestyling and so forth. Soul Train Awards, which honors the best in Black culture, honors the Black music and entertainment in all genres, received its name from the legendary show, and it was launched back in 1987. That should show you how long BET Hip Hop and Soul Train Awards has been in and around. The performance of R&B and soul artists, and also Mills told the outlet that NAACP Image Award and Stellar Awards won't be affected. Now, the Stellar Awards and the NAACP, which that's a whole nother topic. I know how to say. We know that okay, that won't be affected because there's not a lot of singing all the time on these 2 award shows. These are things that's giving recognition on other things. However, hip hop and Soul Train, that's music. Soul Train Awards been around since I wasn't even born yet. That has brought and gave people opportunity to express their talent. But let's go on. It says the Bills did not discuss the BET Awards, the culture's biggest night, and the celebrities' achievements of Black artists, actors, athletes, and much more in the entertainment. So it said in June, the BET celebrated its 25th anniversary at the Peacock Theater. So that goes to show you right there how important the culture is. The culture is very important. Very important. So make sure that you hold on to the culture. And there's people, individuals that's infiltrating the culture that shouldn't even be there. It's washing out and dimming it with other stuff that is not even about the culture. Seriously. Like, no joke. It's not even about the culture. It has nothing to do with BET Awards. So with that being said, that goes to show you how much is changing right now in society, in other areas of our not just lineage, but other background areas that hold us together to build as a community. So definitely, with that being said, I'm gonna chime in with two more of these things, and then I'm gonna let it go. I came across this article dealing with the DMV area pertaining to the public schools. Now, for those who live in the DMV area, especially in Northern Virginia near Fairfax area, there has been plenty of things going on around, and just that. Even with the public school, I know you guys have heard how right now the government is putting a big hold on the schools because of the whole thing with the bathrooms. So, with that being said, it's a lot of information pertaining to the bathrooms. I definitely would say, with the bathroom situation, dealing with those with identity, genders, and so forth. Again, everything is said for Fair Use Act. It goes to show you how important it is that everybody whose upbringing is different to pay attention to their children, to educate the girls and the boys who may come up from a different background, of families who are very has deep morals, religious perspectives, and things like that. And that is one of the reasons why we have to look out for the safety. As you guys heard me state before, there has been situations like you heard me say the last podcast last week, how a father had to do what he had to do to protect his daughter because someone who was not of that same gender but disguised as that same gender ended up trying to assault the child in the restroom. So even though this is going on in this situation is pertaining to the schools, who's to say that it's not any different? Because there's been issues in the school. Yeah, issues in the school of things like that. So I'm about to go ahead and pull it up so I can read this to you guys so y'all can know what's going on. But here it was stating the U.S. Department of Education policies on the bathrooms that are being violated by the titles. And here it states pertaining in Arlington, Virginia, shortly after President Trump took office, the U.S. Department of Education started investigating 5 Northern Virginia district schools after receiving complaints. Allegedly, the district bathrooms and locker room policies are violating federal laws and the president executive order to end radical indoctrination in K-12 schooling. Right now, the 5 school district policy gives students the option to use the bathroom and locker room at school based on their chosen gender identity. Y'all hear this? The federal government investigates into the school district has now concluded. 7 News reported that the set down with the U.S. Secretary of Education is one-on-one interview to learn what Trump administration found pertaining to what this action may take. So, with that being said, early this year, the department stated an investigation of Northern Virginia school system, guys, were talking about Alexandria City Public Schools, Arlington Public Schools, Prince William County Public Schools, Fairfax County Public Schools, Loudoun County Public Schools. And they stated, you have now concluded the investigation at the Department of Education. What did you find? They found a lot, apparently. They said they found that they were in violation and answered the U.S. Secretary of Education had mentioned, and the Secretary of Education also mentioned that the investigation found that the school district bathrooms and locker room policies are in violation. So, in most other schools, they have already handled and done what they're supposed to do. However, these are the 5 schools in the state of the DMV area in the state of Virginia that has not done it yet. In other states across the nation, they have already made sure that they have done what they're supposed to, while others are still fighting against it. Yeah. So this goes to show you why it's very important. Like they say, like here, woman says she and her daughter saw somebody in the Arlington school locker room uncovered. They're in their locker room, fit for girls, fit for women. So you already see what that's doing. That's conditioning the mind of children. That should already show you why it's so important to be careful, why it's so important to make sure we let our kids know. The school system, with the staffing, they don't have enough staff. They do not have enough staff to the point they're so behind on a lot of preparations with the school. And this is all across the nation. A majority of people don't even want to work in the school system anymore, and some do. As a state here, also earlier this year, Americans First Legal filed a complaint against the five schools. The legal groups included some reporting about how biologically male registered um, sex offenders. Again, this is for public domain and disclosure. Identified as transgender, and then in Arlington Public School allowed him to use the women's locker room at two high schools where he allegedly exposed himself to women and girls, according to the witnesses and police. So that already shows you why it's so important to be careful. Again, it's not saying, hey, I don't condone any of the stuff. However, people gonna be people. People gonna do what they want to do, no matter what any of us say. But for those who know that, hey, these are children, you're trying to condition the mind of children. It's bad enough you have it on social media, through the music videos, on television, TV, even in cartoons and so forth. Y'all will hear me tell this topic until my face turn every color. However, it lets you know how important it is to make sure that you are around your children at all times. And good thing that mother was around her child and saw this and reported it and filed a complaint. Filed the complaint. Good for her. File that complaint because enough is enough. And here it also stated that also points to how a female student was sexually assaulted in 2021 by a biological male student in girls' bathrooms in another county. And that was in Loudoun. Y'all hear that? That was in Loudoun. Again, this copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, education, research, nonprofit, educational, and personal use tips. The balance in favor for fair use. This goes to show you why it's so important. And like they say here, in recent months, several parents have shared their frustration to the county school board meetings and so forth. I could go on, but this is long, and this is coming from the Up North Live ABC article. I will leave y'all with this. Make sure that you and I are giving the knowledge and the tools to our young ones to be watchful, to speak out, especially to those who are middle school. The stuff is being pushed. I hear it all the time, even from my own child. Again, this is not to sit here and judge, but this is to give the truth. Nothing but the truth, speaking the truth, living the truth, walking the truth. We cannot live in a world, continue to walk in lies and camouflage and just accepting and tolerating everything. Nature even has a balance, and there's no balance. So, with that being said, make sure, peace and love, sister. How are you? Greetings. Peace and love, peace and love. But yes, make sure that your children, make sure that your children and grandchildren are safe and secure from all of this foolishness. It's very foolish, guys. It's very foolish. And enough is enough. Enough is enough. So with that being said, hit that like button, subscribe, and share. Again, if y'all like to follow me, you can follow me on my YouTube page. You see all my information right here on Restream Live. Follow me on my YouTube page at Cynthia J22. At Cynthia J22. Make sure you subscribe, share to your family members, share to the young youth. You never know who's in need of it. Make sure you subscribe and share. Until next time, if y'all looking to continue to support your sister, again, you can email me. For those who don't have a chance to, you can email me and follow me. Email me at cynthiaj.gospel@gmail. If you have any contributions on any area financially or just advice, whatever, or to give updates of what you came across that you may not see elsewhere, definitely share it with your sister. Make sure that it gets out there. But I thank you guys for always supporting me, always having my back as I have your back. And again, this is just to give out the truth. This is also to share the love and the ministry to other people. Peace and love. I see you out there, love. Just share out there with others so that they know what is going on. As we continue to encourage each other, we're giving praise to each other and worship also to the Most High as we're doing it because we're working out what we're supposed to do. And that's what's necessary. But again, for those who have lost their loved ones, you know, it is well. It is well. Those who have lost their loved ones, I send out my prayers to you. Salute to them and their spirits to the great divine. May they continue to keep watch over you and be your angelic angels over you and keep charge and speak on behalf for you and I. And may you continue to celebrate the life that you have, spend time with family as you can, and so much more. Until next time, thank you guys for tuning on in. Make sure you take care of yourself, take care of your health, because your health is the most important thing in this world. It's nothing like you and your health. Peace and love. Love you guys. Bye.
story is for your glory. My story is for your glory.